This is not something I recommend you do. It's snowing, I'm about to walk up a mountain wearing my kilt, and I haven't eaten for 4 days on purpose. So this is not something that I recommend. I've got experience in the military, I've got a lot of experience climbing up mountains, I've got experience fasting, never 4 days before, but I haven't got experience fasting, and of course I've got experience wearing my kilt. So please don't try this at home, but I'm looking forward to sharing this experience with you. So this is the Last Supper for 4 days. Quick little top tip: if you are going to fast for any length of time, it's worthwhile thinking about your last meal and even your last day of eating and not having too much carbohydrates, because your body gets used to burning carbohydrates, and then when you're fasting and your body doesn't have the carbohydrates, it can be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going for high fat and some fiber. I'm going with salmon, quite a lot of salmon with some greens. I'm going to sit and enjoy this before the fast commences. And of course, Tilly loves the snow. So let's talk about why I fasted for 4 days before climbing a mountain in the snow. For the record, I didn't know it was going to be snowing, but when you're committed, you're committed. So there are 4 reasons why I fasted: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. So let's talk about the physical benefits. First and foremost, fuel sources. We've all got body fat, and we very rarely fully tap into that fuel source. And so when you fast, you're teaching your body that it's got the fuel that it needs. Now I'm already quite lean, but my body's already transferred over to this fat burning fuel source, which means I've got all the energy that I need to climb a mountain. So it's fantastic for energy levels. The other thing is something called cell autophagy, and that is when your cells start to eat away at waste products, really cleaning out your system. This is something that obviously I can't experience myself, but I trust the experts who have done the research on this. So I'm detoxing, cleaning up my system, and I've got all the energy I need to climb a mountain from not eating for 4 days. So it's 3 p.m. on day number 1. This for me is always the time that I start to struggle. I've started to look for food because my body is saying that we normally eat food before now. What's going on? And so my body is telling me to eat right now. And so I'm just going to have a decaf Americano, so there's no calories in it, but something warm to go into my belly. And then I'm going to go for a walk, take my mind off food. As of tomorrow, normally day 2 is a little bit easier for me, but we'll wait and see. Right now, I'm struggling. Go on then. Go on then. So this is me at the top. Woo. The mental benefits of fasting are because your body runs out of carbohydrates very quickly, because your body can only store around about 2 pounds of carbohydrates in your body. When those run out, your body starts to burn fat, as we've discussed already. But your brain can't operate from fat. It has to use carbohydrates or something called ketones. And your body can break down your fat cells to produce ketones, which are amazing for your brain function. So I feel really switched on, I feel alert, I feel focused. And if you think about evolution, it kind of makes sense, you know, when you don't have food, you need to be more switched on so that you can find food. So these ketones are then produced. So my body is currently in ketosis and I'm burning lots of fat. I feel good. It's the morning of day 2 and I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling weak. That's what I'm not feeling tired, I'm feeling weak. I know I'll see this through. I know that this will pass. I've done this before, but this is the phase that I really want some food. So I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to have, again, some decaf coffee and then get out for a walk and try and get some energy about me, because one of the main things is teaching my body that I've got the energy in my body. I just need to learn how to transport it into my working cells and into my brain. And that's obviously in the form of body fat. So my body has got the calories it needs. And that's the main thing. I want to remind myself of that. But I need to teach my body. I need my body to experience that. And at the moment, it doesn't know that it's got energy. It's just like screaming out for food. So I'll see this through, and I'm thinking by the middle of today, I should start to feel a little bit better. It's not necessarily all sunshine and rainbows, you know. Essentially, I see that the emotional benefits of fasting is it brings your emotions to the surface. It makes you more aware of how you feel. And so I've had to be very conscious over the past 4 days about how I interact with my family, how I interact with my boys especially, because it's not their fault that I'm not eating. But I do find that I get a little bit more, maybe not necessarily grumpy, but a little bit shorter, a little bit less patient, because my body is looking for food. But it allows me, when the emotions come to the surface, it allows me to register them, see what's there. It's almost like opening the box, opening Pandora's box to see what's there so that I can deal with it. So the emotional benefits, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it's definitely worthwhile. So I've just woken up. It's day 4. I've got 12 hours to go. I feel good. I feel very fresh. I feel focused. I feel quite energetic. No complaints at all here. I mean, my body is changing, and that's fine. I expect it to change. That's why I'm doing this. No doubt it'll change back when I go start eating again. But yes, I am leaner than I've been in a long time. Stomach is looking pretty lean. I'm looking forward to today. I'm going to go for a hike today and head up to the top of a mountain and do some breath work and try to have more of a spiritual experience now that my body's not focused on digesting food all the time. I'll have more energy to send up into my crown chakra. So this should be interesting. And so the spiritual benefits are to really connect with the deeper parts of your whole being, your spirit. Now, whether you believe in an almighty God or some angels, some spirits that are separate from you, my way of thinking is that my spiritual well-being is getting to the depths of who I am, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So the spiritual benefits of fasting is it allows you to connect with your higher self. It allows you to connect with your deeper being, your your spirit. And so up at the top of this mountain, I'm going to try to connect with myself on all levels. This is not something I recommend you do. There's a reason that I love cold therapy. There's a reason that I like to fast. There's a reason that I'm on this journey to experience what it means to live fully. And therefore, I'm doing this. Enough of that. Woo! So unfortunately, my microphone must have got soaking wet at the top of the hill and stopped working, and I didn't realise and recorded this scene. So I'll summarise what I said. As I continued with the breathwork practice at the top of the mountain, what I started to experience was a knowing of my own resilience. And, you know, I hadn't eaten for 4 days. I climbed up the top of a mountain. I was then in a blizzard with my top off, and as much as I could feel the cold, I was unfazed by it. And I was aware that my body needed food, but I was unfazed by it. And I was able to continue. And it was like this feeling of this resilience. And no matter what life throws at me, I know I will be able to handle it. And that's a really, really nice feeling to have. So I've just had a nice hot bath with some Epsom salts in, trying to get a little bit of magnesium into my body. And the 4 days is done. It is done. So now, the first little bite. Oh. Now, if you'll excuse me, me and this pair are going to have a really, really good time.